This is Money Radio. And if you're just joining us this morning, stick around. We'll make sure you know the big business stories of the day. And to help you travel to your destination, we have traffic reports, plus local weather and national weather. Add to that market updates, great guests, and the business of sports. And you have the recipe for business for breakfast. Here to serve it up are Mark Asher and Ken Morgan.
Here we are. Thank you. First day of April. No fooling. And this story comes from North Ridgeville, Ohio, a suburb just west of Cleveland. And police there were surprised Monday of this week when they discovered a masked bandit in a local home there. Masked bandit.
Was it a raccoon?
Yep.
I knew it.
Authorities say that a guy called the police department after discovering a raccoon hiding in his dishwasher. So they sent patrolman John Metzo out to investigate, and sure enough, there was a raccoon sleeping in the dishwasher when he got there. And apparently, this thing had broken in somewhere through the bathroom and then had ransacked the kitchen and then decided to take a little nap in there with the dirty dishes inside the dishwasher. Now, this patrolman, John Metzo, is pretty well known in the area because he's dealt with some other unusual animal things there in North Ridgeville. Like, for example, a few years ago when a kangaroo got loose and was kangaroo. And then there was the time a cow fell off a trailer and wandered away.
Oh, I can see that.
That was a couple of years ago. So it took about 17 minutes to coax this raccoon out of the dishwasher. They put a leash on it and took it away to
They put a leash on a raccoon?
A leash and took it to raccoon heaven.
Oh, it's such a pretty dog. Don't pet it, ma'am. Good morning and welcome into the Thursday edition of the Business for Breakfast show. As Ken mentioned, it is the very first day of April, also the first day of the second quarter of 2021. We've got a nice show planned for you. We got a couple things we're going to do. We got a guest coming up at 7:20, our buddy Rob Canyer, host of Retire Right with Reverse Rob, which is every Thursday at noon right here on Money Radio. So we'll talk to Rob about what's going on in the world of reverse mortgages, and is now a good time to maybe look at that option. We've also got, the quick hits and some of the stories of things happening in the world of business, and then we've got a little business of sports.
Thought I had some sad music.
That was kind of sad.
First-time claims for jobless benefits higher than expected last week.
Right.
719,000 more workers heading for the unemployment line. Now, that compares to the estimate of 675,000 and certainly more than last week's downwardly revised 658,000 claims.
Okay. Well, can you play happy music now?
What would you like to?
I don't know, just something
request,
upbeat. That was almost like taps, what you played before. The Dow is up this morning 66 points. That's about 0.25%. The Dow is at 33,047. How about this number? 4,000. Do you know what that is?
It's an even number.
It is, yes. 4,004 to be exact.
S&P?
That is where the S&P is for the first time ever. 31-point gain this morning, almost a full percent. S&P at an all-time high of 4,000. NASDAQ is up this morning, almost 2%, 225-point gain, 13,472. And the Russell 2K small caps doing pretty well, up over 1%, 25 points to 2245. The VIX this morning, as you can imagine, is down about 6.5%. 10-year Treasury yield, which last time I mentioned it, I think it was Tuesday, was up to like 1.75. It's 1.70 right now. The oil prices are up this morning, almost 2% in the U.S. light crude inventory, $1.08 gain, $60.24 a barrel. Brent crude, up 93 cents, 1.5%, 63.67 a barrel. How about gold? Gold's up this morning, $10.40 an ounce. That's about 0.5%. Same goes for silver. And finally, let's go to the world of crypto, and we look at Bitcoin, down $269 this morning, about 0.5%, 58,866 for a coin.
Now on Business for Breakfast, quick hits.
Companies making early morning headlines. Johnson & Johnson needs to put a gigantic Band-Aid on one of their suppliers here. They said a batch of their COVID-19 vaccine that came from a Baltimore factory did not meet quality standards and will not be distributed. The company said the problem stemmed from a quality issue for a vaccine ingredient made by Emergence Biosolutions.
Okay. Pfizer. New data released by the drug maker and partner BioNTech showed 91% efficiency, what is that?
Efficacy.
Efficacy. Sorry, I thought it said efficiency. For its COVID-19 vaccine after 6 months, Pfizer edged higher by just a little bit this morning. BioNTech, though, was up 1%.
CarMax, the auto retailer, reporting quarterly earnings of $1.27 per share with revenue essentially in line with forecasts. CarMax also announced it would acquire the remaining part of Edmunds that it didn't already own in a cash and stock deal valuing the auto information provider at $404 million.
Micron Technology, the computer chip maker, reported quarterly profit of 98 cents per share, beating consensus estimates by 3 cents a share. Revenue came in slightly above Wall Street forecasts. The company did raise their or issued an upbeat forecast amid elevated demand for semiconductors. Separately, the Wall Street Journal reported Micron is exploring a deal for Kioxia that could value the Japanese chip maker at around $30 billion. Micron was up almost 5% this morning.
The Food and Drug Administration has approved Abbott Laboratories' COVID-19 rapid antigen test for over-the-counter sales and use at home for people without current COVID symptoms. The retail price is still undetermined, but a company spokeswoman told Reuters the test will be sold to retailers for less than $10 each.
ExxonMobil, the energy giant, released data in a Securities and Exchange Commission filing that points to the possibility of the company's first profit in 5 quarters. Raymond James analyst Justin Jenkins said the data point to a profit of $2.5 billion or 60 cents per share, with Exxon benefiting from higher oil and gas prices.
Fubo TV, the live streaming sports TV platform, announced an agreement to carry all non-nationally televised Chicago Cubs games this season.
Oh, okay. NIO, the China-based electric vehicle maker, said it delivered 7,200 vehicles in March, a 373% increase over the same month last year. NIO surged almost 6% in pre-market trading.
Sherwin-Williams, the paint maker's 3-for-1 stock split announced on March 2nd, is effective as of today. It's the first time Sherwin-Williams has split its stock since 1997.
And Taiwan Semiconductor, the semiconductor maker, will invest $100 billion over the next 3 years to increase manufacturing capacity at its plants in a move to deal with increased demand and a worldwide shortage of chips.
Okie dokie.
We've got a worldwide shortage of internet this morning.
Yeah, well.
Something's going on, James. I can't get the internet to work on this computer.
We don't have internet anymore.
Oh, cool.
Go to the teletype machine.
Yeah, I blame the Chinese.
Can you rip and read from Reuters?
Yep, that's what we got to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's a birthday for April 1st. Love means never having to say again, I love you, Robert Evans. Now, some of you will understand what that means, but I'll tell you what it means. Back in 1969, Robert Evans, I think is the year, he took over as head of production at Paramount. Paramount was in big trouble. He moved it to the #1 studio in Hollywood, producing movies like Rosemary's Baby, Chinatown, The Godfather, and so forth. And then he cast his new wife in a movie which turned into an enormous hit. And then later she said, Robert, I don't love you, and I'm not sorry. Her name, Ally McGraw, and the reason she said that is because that Steve McQueen guy came along and wooed her away.
Ooh. I can understand that. Steve McQueen was pretty cool.
Yeah. So Ally McGraw, love story, you know, with Ryan O'Neal. People are still watching that movie to this day. How old is Ally McGraw today?
74.
75.
Ally is 82 years old today. And do you remember this lovely lady who had a voice from heaven? Susan Boyle.
Oh, that was the lady on the
British one, yeah.
The Voice or whatever, one of those shows, American Idol, whatever.
Yeah.
She did have a
I
very
don't think
nice
it'd be
voice.
American Idol.
No, she was like the English Idol or
it was British
Idol.
Idol, yeah.
Scotland's Idol.
She is, she's 63.
She's 41.
Susan is 60 years old today.
41.
I don't know.
Remember looking at her?
Yeah, but I
It didn't
didn't
look 41 then. That was a long time.
It is
Yeah.
66 degrees right now.
Okay, I see
And
what
it's
you
going to
did
be in
there.
the 90s, 92 for the high
know.
today. Yeah?
I know. 90s.
Yep.
They might be here. I love the 90s. Not really. All right, when we come back, Rob Canyard with reverse mortgage news is going to join us in just a couple of minutes.
Good morning. It's 20 after 7 o'clock here on Money Radio's Business for Breakfast show. Ken Morgan and Mark Asher with you. And hi. Back with us today is Rob Canyard, host of Retire Right with Reverse Rob, and you'll hear that today at noon. We're going to hear from Rob right now. Hey, Rob. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, guys. What's going on?
I bet Rob has internet right now.
I do. Fire it up.
I don't.
I'm actually on your parking lot stealing your internet right
That's
now.
why I
April
can't get
Fool.
in.
Darn you. Give it
Change the
back.
password.
Come on.
James gave it to me yesterday.
See, I thought Rob was going to come on here and say, "Listen, we're not doing reverse mortgages anymore." Just trick.
I was trying to think of
Yeah.
something to say to you, but I couldn't. I'm just not good at.
I'm on
April
high
Fool's
alert today, Rob. I am on high alert. I've been had in the past. It will not happen today. I promise.
Yeah.
jokes. Check your tires. Have someone start your car for you when you leave.
Well,
today.
that's a different story, and that's a whole different problem than
Yikes.
people I used to hang out with. It's a long story. All right.
Rob,
Right.
the media, like Forbes and Bloomberg and a lot of others, are finally getting the word that a reverse mortgage can be a pretty darn good thing. They finally caught on, haven't they?
Well, they're coming around. They're getting accurate information. They're realizing, Larry Kotlikoff, who is a professor of retirement at Boston College, he actually just changed his mind on reverse mortgages. So we have more and more reputable resources saying, hey, this cannot be ignored any longer. With taxation and inflation running rampant, I just saw an article in the Wall Street Journal about the pandemic accelerating retirements, threatening economic growth. So we need to be cognizant of housing wealth, and obviously Harlan Akala, the director of our reverse mortgage division here at Fairway, just came out with an article in NASDAQ.com that just published yesterday. So really good stuff, good press. We're finally, hitting the tipping point with regard to loan of last resort versus loan of first resort, which is what it's now becoming.
Now, the word was at one point where you'd mention a reverse mortgage and somebody would say, oh, you don't want to do that. They'll steal your house or something like that. Well, how did we get all the bad press to start with about reverse mortgages? How did that get started?
It initiated back in the late 80s, mid and 90s and 2000s when it was being sold as a loan of last resort. You sold everything you had on eBay. You shut your internet off. You had the last garage sale. You raided the grandkids' piggy bank. And then right before you filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy, you came in and did a reverse mortgage. That is no longer how the loan is used. The studies done out of Texas Tech Center of Retirement Research with Harold Ivinsky and John Salter, Boston College Center of Retirement Research has done extensive research on it now where it is no longer used. We'll still help those folks that are in dire need, but that's not how it's best utilized any longer. So that's really, we've come around there. We protect the non-borrowing spouse. So if you have one borrower who's 65 and one borrower who's under age 60 and the spouse is under 62, they are now more protected. They implemented financial assessment back in 2015, which now requires you to qualify for a reverse mortgage, where prior to that, believe it or not, you just got an appraisal, fogged the mirror, did the HUD counseling call, and you were good to go.
Oh, old school. I like it.
So we've seen a drastic decrease in foreclosures. Foreclosure is not a bad thing. It's a natural occurrence on a reverse mortgage. Since it's a non-recourse loan, you can never owe more than the house is worth, and there's no personal liability. So that's the only loan that's due and payable 12 months after you're dead. So implementing that, they've also done some other things in October of 2018 by adding an additional appraisal inspection if they feel the first appraisal was overinflated. So they're constantly looking to improve it, and they've actually done a great job. It's the only regret with my clients that have a reverse, and that's close to 200 of them now, is there's a lot of paperwork. That's one of the cons, because the good news about this loan is it's insured by FHA. And the bad news about this loan is it's insured by FHA. And the other regret or con is they wish they would have done it sooner. Doing it at 62 rather than 82 is going to and has been proven, hands down, by millions of Monte Carlo simulations and extensive research by Dr. Wade Pfau, Jamie Hopkins, Dr. Barry Sachs, that taking it out sooner and harnessing a portion of your home equity is going to create additional monthly cash flow, reduce your tax implications, unless you feel it's your patriotic duty to pay taxes to the IRS, and thus make your money last longer because people are living longer. Kids, babies that are born this year, the actuarial tables forecast them to live to be age 120. So that people are living longer, they're outliving their money, and they're more fearful of that than they are dying.
Rob, let me ask you a question. The market is pretty hot right now as far as home selling is concerned, right? There's not a ton of inventory, and there's a ton of demand. If I'm a homeowner and I qualify for reverse mortgage, I mean, this has got to be good news. Their price of their home has gone up, right?
Yeah, so the rates are down on the reverse mortgage. The rates work differently. Our rates are tied to the CMT. That's one variable of how much money they're going to accumulate or get from the reverse mortgage. The other is the value of the property, which you bring up a very valid point. So low interest rate environment, high values, astronomically high right now, is a perfect time to look into the reverse mortgage and see if it's a good fit for you or not. If you're not going to be in the home for at least 2 to 3 years with the additional cost of the upfront mortgage insurance premium, it may not be a good fit for you. If it's a house that is going to be passed on to the heirs as a unencumbered home, then we probably want to look elsewhere. But a lot of our clients are moving here from other parts of the country, if you haven't noticed by all the license plates out there, and they're essentially getting a house for half off. They're using a reverse mortgage for purchase. So they come in with about half of the cash, and then FHA will come in with the other half. So rather than paying cash for a $750,000 home in Fountain Hills, they're doing a traditional mortgage, which is dangerous in retirement, has been proven. They can use the HECM for purchase. I teach on the subject at the Arizona School of Real Estate and Business. It is a fantastic tool. It's a game changer. It essentially will double that senior's buying power and get them in a house in the area that they want to be in. It's a beautiful thing.
And Rob, a quick preview of today's show at noon here on Money Radio.
With no internet.
Oh, boy. Yeah, so the show's going to be great. Today we're going to be covering a lot of good information. I'm going to be announcing some guests. I'm having Dr. Wade Pfau come on my show about 4 weeks from today. We're going to have Dan Holquist, who wrote a book called Understanding Reverse Mortgages. He just joined Fairway, our company. He's a leading educator in the country on the subject of the home equity conversion mortgage. We've got a great event coming up in May, Rebuilding American Retirement Summit, where we're going to have Bob Berg, author of Go Giver, Dr. Pfau, Raul Garuda, Roger Remick, and Ed Slott will be on there on that summit. So it's fantastic. We're going to talk about that and a lot of good events coming up. It's all about education, guys. It's just about getting accurate information, turning off the Tom Selleck commercial, and turning off the radio with Dave Ramsey, and getting accurate information on how to build wealth and retain it in retirement.
Retire right with Reverse Rob today at noon. Rob Canyor.
Do your research before you come in the studio, Rob. There's
Thank
no
you.
internet. I'm just saying.
All right, guys.
Good thing I didn't have to Google you.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah, you're correct. All right, get out of our parking lot so I can get my internet to work
Sorry,
again.
guys.
There you go.
I'm
That's
driving.
Rob
I'm leaving
Canyor
right now.
Fairway Mortgage.
You know why mine
Retire
works?
right with Rob.
Because
Reverse Rob.
because we paid my AOL account.
Well, yeah. Why? This is what does not make any sense to me. Yours is running just fine.
James is working fine.
James is fine. Mine. And I've tried all these different. Would you like to restore? Would you like to do this? Would you like to throw it through a window? I'm going to choose option C pretty soon.
I think you should just complain about it to the audience, and maybe that'll help.
I just need an IT guy to come in here. Where's our IT guy? Oh, James.
Yeah, I'm your IT guy.
Where's our janitor?
Yeah, just unplug it and plug it back in.
No, I tried that. Actually, I didn't.
That always works.
But I
doesn't it?
restarted the computer. Usually that fixes everything. You just restart. Control, Alt, Delete. All right, we still got a lot to do. Nothing important because I can't read anything right now. But we do have
Here we go. This is going to be the whole show. Him crying about internet.
Well, everyone else around here complains. Why can't I? This is I get you food, James, and this is what you do
did.
to me.
You
go
did.
in there and you turn my internet off.
Yeah, because I want to hear you complain about it the whole show.
Yeah. All right. When
Ken
we
would
come back,
punch me in the face if I did that.
When we come back, we'll give you yesterday's update on the market. No, I'm just kidding. We have a market. I have a phone. mean, I can
Well,
still
then what are you
get internet.
complaining about?
Because Ooh, I got a big story coming up in the business of sports that just broke. Big retirement. Ooh, stick around. This is business for breakfast.
$7:32 at Money Radio. This is the Business for Breakfast show. And let me remind you of this. If you're going to be traveling today and you're going to Miami,
You're screwed.
carry an umbrella. And for us, don't. Sunny and 92 is our
You
forecast
might need
today.
an umbrella to keep the sun off your face.
It is 66 degrees right now. Why, that's correct. You might need a parasol.
A what?
Parasol.
I told you a story. I fell out of the sky on a parasol once, right?
No, that's a different. That's a parachute, I think.
Oh no, it wasn't a parachute. It was a parasail.
A parasail. Okay.
Yeah, crashed right into that damn water down there. That hurt. All right, let's get to it. A little update on Wall Street. We're an hour and 2 minutes into the trading day on this Thursday, and we have nothing but positivity going on, unless you like the VIX. The Dow up 58 points this morning, a little less than 0.25%. Big news is the S&P 500 has topped 4,000 for the first time ever to kick off April. 32-point gain, almost a full percent. 4,005 is where the number is for the S&P 500. NASDAQ is up 225 points this morning. That's 1.75%. And the Russell 2K up 1.25%, up 30 points this morning. The VIX, as I mentioned, is down 7.25%. Let's take a look. 10-year Treasury yield dropping down even more, 1.68%. Oil prices up this morning, 2.25% in the U.S. light crude, WTI, West Texas Intermediate, 60.48. Brent crude is up almost 2%, just a little bit slightly short of that, 63.96 a barrel. Gold is up this morning, $9.60. Silver up about 0.5%, and the crypto world, Bitcoin's trying today, but it's down just slightly, $204 a coin, 58,931.
Stick around for Mastering Money after our show. In every study of its kind, those who have a substantial check coming in every month for the rest of their lives, unconditionally and without market risk, are happier people. That makes a lot of sense, and studies show they live longer even. Well, today we'll examine how next-generation retirement annuities can provide a pension without disinheriting your heirs. And that's coming up on Mastering Money. I was talking about a parasol, but here's an interesting story. It involves women primarily. After a year of staying at home, lounging around in pastel-colored loungewear and gray and all that sort of stuff, shoppers now are opting for styles with lovely floral prints on them, feel-good slogans and statements to jazz up their look there from home. Comfortable clothing is still more popular than in a normal spring, but retailers from Neiman Marcus to Walmart and Macy's reported growing sales of bright, optimistic color, flowy fabrics or dresses.
I love flowy.
And also, women are even wearing bras with wires in them again.
Really?
So those are some changes that are taking place in the world of
Wires?
Wires. Okay. Do I have to explain how a bra?
No, I get it. Over the shoulder boulder holder. The weekly jobless claims, Ken did a kazoo rendition earlier.
Yeah.
Higher than expected, which is weird because labor market seems to be improving, does it not? But the number was a little bit higher. So doesn't seem like Wall Street seems to care a whole lot today. So that's good. What is Google doing? Oh, they're accelerating their partial reopening of their offices and putting limits on future of remote work. So here we go now, right? Oh, things are getting back. All right, you guys got to come back to the office. No, this has been fun working from home.
Yeah.
You remember how we talked about, this might be the new norm. Everyone just works from home. Some of these companies are like, no. We got through it, but you got to get back in the office. They are beginning in April, limited capacity at Google, according to a memo sent out yesterday. If after September 1st, employees want to work remotely for more than 14 days per year, they will need to formally apply. The Google company did advise employees to get the COVID-19 vaccine, but said it's not mandatory, but you might want to get it,
Okay.
which basically means it's mandatory. Go get the vaccine.
Did you see the lines of people at State Farm Stadium?
Yeah.
Miles backed up.
Yeah. Well, I think
that could discourage people, couldn't it?
Well, yeah, you don't really want, especially as it starts getting hotter.
Oh, yeah.
You know, waiting in line and a couple weeks ago, okay, hey, it's nice out. You know, turn the car off, sit outside, just enjoy the weather. Now it's like I got my AC going in the car. I'm sitting here, I'm burning gas. I don't know. I would wait. If I was one that really wanted the vaccine, I'd wait as long as it took, within reason. Ducey did something, though. What is that? Oh, I got my internet. It just showed up on my doorstep. What is this?
That's called a newspaper.
Republic. I got to be honest, I haven't opened one of these in years. I'm going to read it.
I could read the funnies.
Yes, you could.
Like Mayor LaGuardia used to do years ago in New York.
Wait, what were we just saying?
I don't know.
No, about the lines. Didn't Ducey send out like the National Guard or something like that to help with the
I don't know.
lines and stuff? Oh, man. This newspaper is interesting. It's got horse racing in it. Standings. See, I used to love this. When I was a kid, I'd open up the sports page, and I'd always go right to the standings of whatever season, NFL or NBA, and I would just look, and, oh, man, that team is up 7.5 games. Oh, that team's only up by 1. I kind of miss that.
That's interesting what you said there, because when I worked in Detroit, our radio station always gave information about the tracks and the horses and we give that information as part of our newscast.
Why is this yesterday's paper?
Because you only get them on Sundays and Wednesdays.
Yeah, that's safe paper that way.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. You get 2 printed issues a week.
Yep. And usually I give that to Ken on Wednesday morning, and I forgot and left it in my car.
I'm surprised because I'm out early in the morning that there are still people, A, who subscribe to the paper, and B, that there are people out there distributing the paper, throwing them in people's yards and so forth.
I used to help my buddy who was a newspaper boy.
Yeah?
Paper boy.
Helping what? What?
Help him deliver. Which was stupid in hindsight. I look back on it.
Yeah,
I didn't get paid for it.
Yeah, you're doing it for free.
No, you know what it was? It was kind of fun for a little bit because it wasn't my job, right? But I just got to help. But the idea was, dude, the quicker we get this done, the quicker we can play wiffle ball because we played wiffle ball at his house. But then he would always say, I can't play until this time because I got to deliver these papers. So we would go over there, our buddies, and we'd grab whatever, a handful, and I knew my area that I would deliver to. We'd ride our bikes, and we'd basically do his job for him. He would do it, and we'd do it.
He
outsourced.
You know what this sounds
in
like?
like half an hour.
This sounds like a story by Mark Twain.
Yeah, exactly. It's Mark Asher, though. I've been had. I'm going to call that guy.
He owes you.
Yeah, I'm going to be like, dude, you owe me like $40.
A couple of stories here about flying
you.
for you this morning. First of all, the Federal Aviation Administration was supposed to ease its zero-tolerance policy against disruptive behaviors on flights, but they've extended the policy now. The administrator of the FAA, Steve Dixon, said he made the decision because of the lingering COVID-19 pandemic. So if you are going to misbehave on an airplane, the old rules there that have been in effect for a while are going to continue, and they will just throw you right out of the back of the plane. Throw you right out of there. And if you are shopping around for a flight this summer and you see something that looks great, you can buy it. But the Wall Street Journal's middle seat column says it might not be real. As airlines are rebuilding their schedules amid the vaccine-fueled demand, they've abandoned historical travel data and are now scheduling in a different way. They're loading placeholder schedules, chock full of flights into reservation systems 6 to 9 months before departure dates. And then a month or two before the flights would actually take off, cameras load up the real schedules. Flights with lots of reservations will actually happen, and more trips or larger planes may even be added. But flights with few advance purchases will get canceled, shifting a few customers to other flights. American, United, Delta all say they will publish their real summer schedules in a few weeks. That would be a bummer. You've scheduled a flight and then you discovered only 3 other people want to be on there, so they're just canceling the whole thing.
Yeah, that's not good for vacation plans. I've got a bunch of vacation coming up this year. We're going to travel. We've been cooped up, the Ashers.
Where are you going?
Going back east.
Back east.
We're going to go in June, late June. We're going to like the New Haven, Connecticut area. I have family there. We're going to stay there a couple days. We're basically going to eat pizza for like 2 days straight because, New Haven, Connecticut is the pizza capital of the world, if you didn't know.
I did know that.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Anyway, so we're going to go there, have some fun.
I thought Salerno was, but
Well, that's a different story. They claim it, but they're wrong. Then we're going to drive. Wait, where are we going? From there, we're driving to New Jersey, where my wife is from. We're going to spend a few days there. Then we're driving to Delaware.
That's good.
We have a friend / family. We call her Aunt Ro. We're not really related, but they got a great place there right by the beach. We're going to hang out. And then we're going to go from there to D.C., Washington, D.C. for a couple days. I'm going to take the boys, do all the museums and whatnot. Hopefully they're open by then. But and then I'm coming home. My wife and the boys are staying for another, 10 days or something like that.
Interesting word you used there, because I was thinking, and you said we're going to go back east, which would imply that you've been there before or lived there before, or somebody who's going with you has been there before, because I wonder if people in New York say, I'm going to vacation back west.
That's a great question. I think they say out.
Out west and back east.
I think it's back east and out west.
I'll be darned.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
Where are you going? Oh, we're going out west. Yeah, that's it. I'm almost positive. Like the people in New York, I'm going out west, California.
I have a few more birthday celebrity. They don't have a lot today.
Going back west.
Yeah.
like we're flying backwards to New York. Back east.
MSNBC host Rachel Maddow, one of your favorites, Mark, is having a birthday today.
54.
58.
She is 48 years old today. Reggae singer Jimmy Cliff. I have a couple of his albums, as a matter of fact.
Jimmy Cliff.
Yeah.
74.
78.
73 years old today. It was called the Golden Age of Hollywood back in the 1940s, and not too many. Well, in fact, this may be the only survivor of that era. She was in many of those MGM musicals, including a big one called Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, Jane Powell, and a lot of other MGM-type musicals back in the day. How old is Jane today?
84.
96.
92 years old for Jane. And this woman I love because of her name. Anyone named Annette O'Toole. Isn't that a great name? Annette O'Toole.
Was she?
She was in Smallville. She was in Superman 2 as well, and some other. She was in a movie with Martin Short too, where he tried to make her believe that his buddy's apartment was his apartment. I forget what the name of that was.
His buddy's apartment. Sounds like a great movie.
It was funny.
69.
73.
69 is correct.
Oh, that's one. Where's Josh?
He's we can't talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone already?
Well, we can't
discuss that.
Can't discuss it now. Well, that's it for
Thanks
birthdays.
for the brownies, Josh.
Okay, so you have a big sports story to tell us about in a few minutes?
Yeah, business of sports, a little breaking news. I wouldn't say a shocker, but the end of a great career is here. We'll explain that coming up in just a few minutes. And don't forget, today is opening day. Major League Baseball. They get to play for real. It starts today. We'll tell you all about that and a few other tidbits in just a minute. This is Business for Breakfast.
I'm going to check and see if it's snowing in Cleveland today, because I've gone to opening days there when it snowed.
Yeah, they get that back east.
Back east, right?
Out east. No, it's not out east. Back east.
And now, on Money Radio's Business for Breakfast show, it's time for the business of sports.
You have internet over there, Mark?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Well, I got a phone. Verizon.
Yeah.
Where that loser left and went over to Sprint. Good morning. It is time for a little business of sports. We got a lot. This story just broke, like I told you a few minutes ago. A legend calling it a career. Roy Williams led North Carolina to 3 NCAA titles in his 33 seasons as a college basketball head coach, is calling it quits. 18 years at North Carolina. He was 485 and 163, led the Tar Heels to titles in 05, 09, and 2017. Before that, let's not forget he coached the Kansas Jayhawks for 15 seasons. He's the only coach in NCAA history to post 400 wins at 2 different schools. He'll make the announcement official at 1 o'clock today. He's third all-time among Division I coaches with 903 wins. He's already in the Hall of Fame, by the way. He went in 2007. He's been there for 14 years. Tar Heels did not have a good season this last year, but I think Roy is just, he's been around for a while. I don't even know how old Roy is. I'm guessing mid-70s, but great career, unbelievable career for Roy Williams. A couple other things. How about this money? Now, there was a deadline for the Mets and their all-star shortstop Francisco Lindor to come up with a deal. He said if there's not a deal before opening day, there will be no deal, and I'll just play the year out. Well, there was a deal, and they handed out a lot of money. The shortstop gets a 10-year, $341 million deal. It's the third largest based on total value in Major League history, trailing only Los Angeles' Mike Trout at $426 million and Mookie Betts of the Dodgers, $365 million. Lindor goes just past Fernando Tatis Jr., who just signed a $340 million deal. By the way, rounding out top 10. Bryce Harper, $330. Giancarlo Stanton robbing at $325 million. Garrett Cole, $324 million. And Manny Machado, $300 million. The funny thing is, the small market San Diego Padres have two of the top 10 because they've got Fernando Tatis at $340 and Manny Machado at $300. By the way, Lindor is 27 years old. He said he would go to free agency if he didn't get a deal done. So the Mets opened up their pocketbook. Remember, they have a new owner who's got a lot of money, and so no big deal there. Major League Baseball's opening day is today. Speaking of those Padres, the Diamondbacks will play those Padres to open up the season. By the way, if you're looking at like Vegas and the odds, they don't like the Diamondbacks very much. The over/under on wins this year is 74.5.
Are you going to get us tickets? Why not? We could spend opening day. Well, Mister, I was the #1 sports talk show,
and the part of that sentence is was.
But you still don't have connections.
No.
You can't call up the Diamondbacks.
No, I'm banned.
You're banned.
I'm banned from the stadium.
Sure.
Counting cards.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait, that's
counting baseballs.
counting baseballs. By the way, this is interesting. Detectives find the cause of Tiger Woods' crash, but they're not going to reveal it.
Why?
I don't know, citing privacy concerns.
What?
Yeah, they made that announcement. We know what caused the crash of his SUV last month in Southern California, but they're not going to release details.
That wouldn't be public record?
It says citing unspecified privacy concerns for the golf star. So what do you think? What do you think it is?
He was on medication, or he was drunk, or
I don't know. How?
I think it was texting.
Texting?
You think so? And
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm running late. Because wasn't he running late to a meeting or something?
He was supposed to go meet, whatchamacallit, Drew Brees.
Yeah. And then he got into a wreck because he was speeding.
Yeah. So there you go. The news is out on Tiger. You're just not going to know what the news is.
It must be nice to have money, because if that were you and I, that'd be splashed all over the front page.
I don't think it'd be on the front page if it was you and I.
You don't think so?
No
No,
offense.
it might not even be
But
splashed
you're-
anywhere with
I mean,
us.
here's the paper. I got it right here.
Yeah.
I'm guessing somewhere behind the
Wouldn't see,
Albertsons ad would be there.
it wouldn't say Valley broadcaster Mark Asher,
Former
long
number
time.
one. Yeah, no, it wouldn't say that. And that is the business of sports. I do want to take a moment to tell you about my friends over at Valley Medical Weight Loss. You want to talk about a company that's been doing it for a while. It's Valley Medical Weight Loss. Over 10 years of experience right here in Arizona. 3 locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So they've kind of got the area covered. It's a walk-in clinic. You do not need an appointment. You just simply walk in, and you'll meet with the physician. They'll get you started. They'll explain the process. They'll explain the plan. And by the way, they bill you weekly. So it's not like some big upfront cost. Here's, you got to give us $1,000 and we'll help you lose weight. No, it's $31.95 a week. And by the way, the first week is free if you mentioned you heard it on the radio here on Money Radio. So you really got nothing to lose but some weight. And then you just go as many weeks as you need. Maybe it's only 4 weeks. You lose quick 15, 20 pounds in 4 weeks. That's easily doable. And then, James is down 57 pounds right now. We got people losing weight all over the place. I've had friends that have dropped a quick 25, 30 pounds, getting out of this quarantine, feeling better, looking good, and really kind of rewiring the way your body works and your mind works when it comes to food. Go online. You can read about their products, valleymedicalweightloss.com. You can schedule an appointment, even though you don't really need one, but you can schedule one. 602-441-3305, or go online, valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Do you have any more commercials?
I do. We'll wait.
Are you sure?
We want to go back to back. Let's talk about something else. Then I'll tell you about Lund Mortgage.
Tell us now. I'm kind of
all right. Lund Mortgage. I forgot to do the commercial earlier, and now I'm up against it. So
because you didn't have internet.
I didn't have internet. And
wait, you don't have internet?
Nope. But I don't need the internet to call the Lund Mortgage team. All I got to need my phone. And my phone's working. 623-875-9940. Now, if you have internet, go to their website, lundmortgage.com. And when you get to the internet, you'll see that they have all kinds of stuff on their website that will help you with preparation for either buying a new home, getting in line, getting into these bidding wars that are going on. It ain't going to be pretty, but you got to have that good offer in your hands. That's what you need. Because if you're going to win one of these battles for these homes out there, it's got to be solid. And the Lund Mortgage team will make sure it is solid. Call 623-875-9940. Another thing is, Lund Mortgage team is really specializing in refinancing right now because people are finding newfound money and equity in their homes because of the value jumping over the last, 6 months or so. And some are saying, hey, I don't want to move, but I would like to do some upgrades around the house, and I can take the money out of my newfound fortune and do that. So whatever it is, call 623-875-9940 or online, lundmortgage.com. I'm done with commercials.
You sure?
The Wall Street Journal says it wasn't just you. You'll be glad to know. Americans consumed more corrugated cardboard boxes than ever last year. And by consume, I don't think they mean you ate them. Stay-at-home orders and stimulus checks fueled a banner year for e-commerce and a run on shipping boxes. Now, for e-commerce to work, I think you have to have the internet. U.S. producers in 2020 churned out nearly 407 billion square feet of corrugated product from .com delivery boxes to watermelon crates, according to the Fiber Box Association. I used to be a member of that. That was a fun group. The year-over-year rise, 3.4%, equivalent to about 477 square miles of additional corrugated cardboard. A lot of it has shown up at my house in the past year, I can tell you that.
You could build one cool fort with that.
Oh, I already have. There's enough corrugated cardboard delivered last year to cover New York City and then some. Wow. Yeah. The demand prompted producers to raise prices to new highs in autumn and again recently, according to supply chain woes. You ever order anything from Amazon and they'll send you an email saying, how did you like the packaging?
Every single day.
I've never responded to that.
Oh, I do. I give them feedback. I'm a good citizen, unlike you. Hey, by the way, I missed this story, but this is not really business of sports related, but it's sports, and it's kind of scary. So the Utah Jazz were on a flight the other day, and their team charter collided with a flock of birds shortly after takeoff, causing an engine fire and failure and forcing an emergency landing. Some of the players said, for a good 10 to 15 minutes, I think all of us thought, this is it. This is the end. They were calling and texting family members. That's how serious it was, according to Mike Conley. He said, I know guys were texting family. It was that kind of situation. Star Donovan Mitchell missed Wednesday's game due to what the team called personal reasons. Mitchell in the past has been very adamant about his fear of flying. Mm-hmm. And so I'm pretty sure this didn't help.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So he missed the game. They said it was really scary. It was like an explosion. Then they saw fire. The plane was tilting to the left and losing altitude quickly. They all thought it was. Can you imagine that? I hate flying. It was a Delta charter. Now they landed fine and everything was fine. But
you'd have put me on a bus to the next
game. They said
game.
It felt like our plane was breaking apart in midair for about 5 or 10 minutes. It felt like complete helplessness. We're thankful it wasn't as serious as it could have been, but it was scary, according to one player.
Wow.
Yeah. That's. Oof. Can you imagine the next time they got to get on it?
No, I wouldn't. I'd be like, I'll meet you there. I'll drive.
Yeah. Like Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
You could be John Madden and never get on one.
Too big NBA. Yeah, Madden just rode
he
the
just
bus.
In that big giant Winnebago thing, huh?
Yeah. He didn't drive. He just sat there.
Of course.
Ate chicken wings and turducken.
Hey.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Thanks to the IT tech who's going to fix my computer by tomorrow morning. Thanks to Rob Canyer Don't forget his show, Retire Right with Reverse Rob, is today at noon right here on Money Radio. And thanks to you for listening. We got a good show planned for you tomorrow to wrap up the week. We'll see you then, 7 a.m. business for breakfast. Goodbye.
Money Radio thanks you for being part of Business for Breakfast with Mark Asher and Ken Morgan. You can be a bigger part by joining us on Facebook and Twitter using B4B/BHX. For more on the markets, the world of business, and interesting guests, join us tomorrow morning on the Valley's only full-time station devoted to your money and how to make it, spend it, and invest it.